Hey folks, and welcome back to StarCraft. It's been a few days, or was it a day since I recorded this? Honestly, I don't remember. All I know, it's been some degree of time. Let's load saved. Antiga Prime Revolts. I swear I misspelled Antiga, but we'll go with it. It's a new name. After Revolution, they altered the spelling somewhat. That's how you know they're serious. I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying anymore.
This should be good.
Seriously, Raynor is so bloody different in this. Same with all the characters. But it's just like, look at him now, look at him then, and it just they look like two different guys. Same with Kerrigan. Same with, well, though I suppose her transformation is more understandable. Or Minsk. Yeah.
Sounds fun. Right on.
Oh. For whatever reason I thought this over here was the edge of the screen. You knew. And here is Kerrigan. Let's have a look at her stats before she joins us. 125 hit points. Her armor gives her 3 defense or whatever. And her rifle does 30 damage. As you would expect, hero troops are better than an average soldier. Like when Raynor was in marine armor, his was better. His did more damage and whatnot, so she's gonna be a bit more dangerous than the average ghost. Though she never gains the ability to call in nukes. So the average ghost has that over her.
Telepath. Look, let's just get on with this, okay?
Right.
I just love how he's like, I didn't even say anything to you yet. It's a brilliant line. Just lower this. The headset just isn't fitting right. Shouldn't have gone ahead, mate.
I read you. I hate these things. They can sense me even when I'm cloaked. We should take these out.
Oh, probably would help if you weren't aiming over there, mate.
Thinking the same thing.
Okay. You actually, you didn't get to see it there, really. I'll show you sometime on this level, a building burning down. Lost the soldier. Regrettably in this, you can't heal any of your troops until... those are wraiths, they can turn invisible. You can't heal any of your troops until... Brood War. As Terran. Zerg have built-in regen. They'll regenerate like a hit point every so often. It's quite frequent. To the point where I remember people were working out like in a worker versus worker combat, like say one drone versus one SCV, one drone versus a probe, and so on. Like the drones regen would make them that bit more survivable against the other workers. It actually came involved in the combat. Though of course that's drone versus drone. I don't know how relevant it is in much bigger conflicts. Okay, in the remake there is actually a ramp over here, and there's also a big facility that isn't here in this version. Also, just move back over here. Oh yeah, okay, this stuff is water. It just, because it doesn't look like water over here, it just looks like weird dirt, though I suppose these lines are meant to be waves. It just confused me, because I remember it as water, but it wasn't water. Okay, she can turn invisible, though these will detect her. In the remake, on hard mode, you can actually survive running the gambit and just like sprinting in over here. There is actually, before I continue, a novel series. There is a novel that centers on this part of the StarCraft campaign that it introduces a new character, Martin Liberty or something Liberty. It's called Liberty's Crusade. There we go. He is a reporter. He he had a Confederacy escort that gets killed, gets rescued by Rayner and co, and he ends up tagging along with Minsk and his crowd. And he's actually comes out with them on this mission to report on it, or to record it at least. And he actually watches her up here. She's take out the leader of the Alpha Squadron, Duke's lieutenants, and he watches her dispose of them. And he expands a bit on the levels, but because he isn't mentioned here at all, and like there's reference to infested Terran here, as if memory serves. No, sorry, infested Terran aren't in this level. Never mind. I think I'm thinking of a different level, but like there's different things. You know, he isn't referenced at all in this game, so part of me makes me wonder: is he canonically? Is that canon? Because if it is canon, then why the fuck isn't he in the game? That's one issue I have with making books about games that expand on the game's universe. Like, if it's like in Dead Space, they do have one book that I understand why it's the story isn't in the game. It takes place far before the game, and it wouldn't make sense to reference it within the game because the event has been covered up. No one will know about it hundreds of years down the line. If anyone did know about it, it would be quite under lock and key. It would be next to impossible to get the information out. Well, you know, for the information they've got now, it would be next to impossible. But this makes sense. We're actually playing through the exact campaign, but the book's telling us a different version. Maybe the novelization. Okay, I'll go approach this point with worded differently. I remember someone explaining that when it comes to like the Warhammer books, or Warhammer 40k, I don't remember which, but it's described as all the books are canon, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're true. It could be propaganda wrote by some faction, or basically kids fanfic, or well, I'm not sure if that's a legitimate example they gave, but you know, it's canon, but not necessarily true, propaganda and so forth. Maybe that's the same case here. Some events within it are canon, but not all of it's are true, but not all of them are. You know, if you see where I'm going with this. I'll be honest, I would be interested to see Blizzard's stance on this whole thing.
I gotcha. I read you.
Come on.
Gotcha. I read you. Thinking the same thing.
Oi!
It'd be a pleasure.
I have no idea how they kept detecting me. I thought I was far enough away from that over here. Aren't you not? And they've seriously only one over there. Serious token one. Oh, I forgot. They had that there.
I think the Antigans are ready to back us up too.
That's right. We've tolerated these Confederate goons long enough.
Good. Let's roll Rayner and boys in. Ooh. SCVs, you're needed. Okay, Jimmy's fine. As you can see there, the building's like chipping down by a point or whatever. Get in. Ah, it's full.
Commander, I'm picking up a large Confederate strike force advancing on our position.
Well, they're not wasting any time.
It wouldn't make sense for them to do so, to waste time, you know? They probably want to quash this pretty damn quickly. Okay. I should have gotten you involved in this skirmish.
Lieutenant Kerrigan reporting.
Go ahead, Commander. SCV good to go, sir. Attack formation. Roger. Vector locked in.
That looks weird.
It's attack formation.
Almost looks like an evil face, like eye, meh.
Coordinates received.
I like this music. I know I'm going to keep saying that whenever the turn comes on, but as there's only like 3 Terran teams, a Terran defeat and Terran victory as well as Terran mission room. But there's 3 main map teams. They're what are called Team 1, Team 2 and Team 3.
Not enough.
Later on games we'll figure out how to do waypoints. These ones don't, not yet at least. Waypoints, if you waypoint your things to a place, they still won't necessarily start working. Later on games like this figure that out, that maybe they should. This doesn't, and coming from playing games that do take that into account, it's very awkward.
SCV good to go, sir.
The strike teams, I'm going back to Mass Recall here, will approach from 3 angles. This way, about 2 angles, this way and over here. You can just reinforce here with a couple of bunkers and you'll be fine. The same with here, really. A couple of bunkers makes the world of difference. Because it is 4 Marines in like one spot. With added health. Like this is 350 hit points. And presumably building armor or whatever. Well, these have 0 armor and 40 hit points. Actually, I don't know. Do buildings even have armor in this? It would make sense for it. But, and it is saying, like, they do have that in Warcraft 3 and other RTSs. But I'm not sure if this does. You know, it's like, look at the rally point thing, it's missing there. And since the details aren't provided here, I have no clue if buildings even have such a thing. Maybe I'm being silly and like it would seem obvious that they would, but maybe it wasn't obvious at the time, or maybe you know there's you know it could be a list of things, you know. Okay, I'll send down some reinforcements. Actually, no, I'll keep them here, but over this way. I'll get the control tower. I'm gonna need the dropship. I keep on call medvac because in StarCraft 2 the dropship is replaced with the medvac, which is a basically dropship combined with a medic. They're a flying unit. If you haven't played StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty or multiplayer or whatever, it's basically a dropship that can heal people. Very useful. You can drop in a ton of Marines and Marauders and other ground biological units and just start healing them up. It's very useful.
Add-on complete.
Reporting for duty.
Supply depot there. You get back to work.
Orders, Captain.
You go and build a engineering bay.
Good to go, sir.
Here. And then get back to work. Vultures don't even require minerals.
SCV good to go.
Damn! And 75 of that. A single Marine costs more. Oh no, they cost 50.
Orders, Captain.
Huh. The pricing in this is a lot different. The way I keep thinking of it is the Marines cost 100. I don't remember why. Maybe they cost 100 in StarCraft 2. It's been quite a while since I played that game. I played Whispers of the Void, the prologue to Legacy of the Void or whatever it's called. Well, I know it's Legacy of the Void, but Whispers of the Void or whatever, I don't remember what that's called. I played that a while ago. Never uploaded it though. I'll probably replay it at some stage before I get into Legacy of the Void.
Anytime you're ready.
Have to keep these alive for the mission. They can't die.
Kerrigan reporting. It'd be a pleasure.
Could toss her in a bunker. It would certainly make that position more defensible. with her popping out a lot more damage. Oh, these bunkers aren't actually filled. Okay, I'm gonna go toss down a third bunker down there. I would like it just in the middle of these three, but I physically can't pull it off. It's either two to one side or the other. There is like right in the middle. I'm not too forward, but I'm gonna have to do it. It's not too big of a deal. It's just obsessive compulsiveness and the fact that it will be end up, since it's a bit further, the enemies will encounter it first, and it'll be more likely to be focus fired. Bit of a pain, but it's not too much of a deal. Spider mines are useful, but I'm not sure if I'll use them. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I'll use anything from this building. I've never been much of a fan of vultures because once they toss down their 3 spider mines, they've blown their load and I at least thought of them when I was younger as useless. They certainly do have their use in harassment attacks and whatnot, but my playstyle is massive army, then just crush them beneath my heels. Very overdramatic and whatnot, yes. But yeah, I like to just massively large army and just kill my opponents that way. Much more fun to me. I wasn't sure what word I was going to go with there. You know, attacks could still come in from this way with dropships. Enemies aren't necessarily going to have to use dropships to even get their forces over this way. That guy was an idiot. This whole attack is pretty ill-advised. The only way those firebats would have been any use is over here, and even then, quick reposition of troops, they're done. Like seriously, that's... How has its Confederacy been, you know, a dominating evil force? They're kind of shite. Like seriously. Okay. And that's getting the weapon upgrade. Wait. Infantry, yeah. You need another building that you'll get next level called an armory to upgrade your machines, their damage and armor and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to toss down more supply depots. I wonder if you can set it up to have them basically queue the build orders. Would be handy. Obviously, I'd have to do it before they get to building Anton. And I'll have to manually put him in here when he's done. But whatever. I need more of these. Okay. Yeah, I'll toss them all up here. If all the enemies' attacks are going to be like that, I'm not going to have any difficulty fending them off. Especially with Carrigan down below. She's pretty powerful, though her gun isn't the most fastest firing thing ever. Same with goes for most Ghost's weapons. Well, by most Ghost weapons, I mean all Ghost's weapons. They're all pretty slow in firing. Which isn't a good thing. Well, it isn't a good thing. If they were fired faster and did the same damage, it'd be so much better, but c'est la vie. I suppose if they did fire faster, Blizzard would have to balance them so they would do less damage. So, nearly done. See, did I even toss down an academy? I swore I did. I think I was humming and hawing over doing it. Never did. Also, just so you know, I explained in the description for one of the things, but just so we're